goal in about 3 weeks.
Thousands of runners and walkers are gearing up tonight for the 35th annual Portland Marathon. We have video of last year's marathon. Organizers expect runners from all 50 states and 19 countries. 58%, by the way, are women, the highest turnout for a marathon in the world. This year's race is also going high-tech.
We have chips that are on the runners' feet that we record 6 or 7 locations on the course. That'll be live in the context of being on internet. And in fact, if you sign up, you can have a text message or an email sent as you cross each one of those points to friends and family.
Okay, that's cool. Here is a map of Sunday's course. The city is shutting down the streets from 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. It is also closing the St. John's Bridge and parts of the Steele and Morrison bridges. That email, by the way, would reinforce to everyone that I'd be dead last.
Yeah, I'd get that first one. Only one would be sent. Americans are tired of the same old diet, so they're...
You're watching KGW, which can also be seen on these translators. From KGW, where the news comes first. This is Northwest News Channel 8 at 7.
You're looking live as thousands of runners jam the streets of downtown Portland for the start of the 2006 Portland Marathon. Good morning, everybody. Thanks so much for being here. I'm Jack Penning. It is the first Sunday in October and the first day in October. 7 o'clock, starting time for the marathon. As you can see, it just got underway, and News Channel 8's Jane Smith is at the starting line right now, and they are off and running, Jane.
Jack, they are off and running. You can see some 9,000 people running through the streets of downtown Portland for the 35th annual Portland Marathon. This year, it is about 11% bigger than last year, the biggest race in its 35-year history. Organizers tell us that's because they have a really good website, that 96% of the people who registered actually registered online, and that may not sound like it's a big deal, but if you're part of the running community, that's one of the criteria that runners consider when they're considering registering for a marathon, is what kind of website do they have, because for them it's an indicator of how well organized a marathon will be. Well, very recently this marathon was rated the best organized marathon. It's nationally known for that. It's also nationally known for having the most walker-friendly marathon. The walkers will be participating in just a few minutes. But right now, Jack, the streets of downtown Portland are clogged with 9,000 runners for this year's Portland Marathon. We'll check back in with you in a little bit.
All right, thank you, Jane. Live downtown this morning. KGW.com will also have on-demand coverage of the race. You can watch runners as they cross the finish line on our live camera. If you missed the live finish, you can watch video clips showing each and every finisher a little later on in the day. We've also posted the marathon route and the road closures that go along with it. It's all at KGW.com. Now, Jim Donovan is here, and really the weather is not too bad for that kind of thing. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's really perfect for a marathon. It's amazing to have a little chip in the runners that want to take them, and as they pass certain checkpoints, they take pictures of them for the Portland Marathon website. It's unbelievable.
That
the
is
technology.
Cool.
Of course, we didn't have that back when I ran my marathon, but 51, we ran it in the winter. It was about 32 degrees. No, 51 degrees right now as we start out the race, and as we go through the day, probably about 63 or so for some of the later finishers, maybe some walkers moseying on in, but a perfect morning for it. It is absolutely great outside. As we look downtown, you can see a little patch of blue. This is from the Pioneer Park building, taking a look. And down in Salem, we've got some clouds. We'll see clouds for quite a bit of the morning here down in the southern part of the valley. 44 degrees, and the freezing level's at 10,200 feet. Temperatures today will be in the low 70s in the valley. Out in the wine country, a lovely 73 as those grapes are maturing nicely with some afternoon sunshine. 43 right now in Newport, and you can see way back towards the Bay Bridge there, a little bit of cloudiness. eventually we'll get some sun breaks along the beaches and something in the low 60s. And for us today, yeah, it's going to be a little cooler. We'll be at about 68, a couple of degrees below normal, which is okay because it's the first day of October, and we kind of expect that. But we are probably going to get wet one day of the week, and we'll tell you which one that is coming up in just about 8 minutes from right now.
And you were not pulling our leg. You really did run a marathon.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, one of the early ones.
And you finished in under 4 hours.
3 hours and 42 minutes, 30 seconds.
I'm very impressed. Thank you, Jim.
Okay.
An argument over a CB. Thousands of runners are hitting the streets of Portland right now. It's this year's Portland Marathon. And News Channel 8's Jane Smith is there live where the run started just about a half an hour ago. Jane?
That's right, Jack, and those runners went by pretty quickly. Right now, the 5K runners are lining up behind me. About 1,500 of them are getting ready to start their race. They start at 7:45. At about 7 o'clock this morning, we saw the 9,000 people who were lining up for the Portland Marathon as they raced through the streets of downtown Portland. Just about every state is represented, from Oregon, California, Washington, but also as far away as Texas, Oklahoma, and Colorado. Most of the participants are out-of-towners, which of course has a huge economic impact on the city of Portland. There are some interesting stories too, Jack. There's a runner from Ethiopia. His name is Durba Medeska. He's 24 years old, and last year he won the Belgrade Marathon. He set a record for the Belgrade Marathon at 2 hours, 12 minutes, and 10 seconds. His goal today and the Portland Marathon is 2 hours and 10 minutes. And, of course, if he does make that goal of 2 hours and 10 minutes, he would obliterate the record here. So he's one of the people that people are keeping an eye on. There's also a man named Dean Karnaska, and he is Karnazes, and he's running 50 marathons in 50 days, and his run today in Portland is the 15th marathon, so we'll be keeping an eye out for him. And then also I want to tell you about a man who's 85 years old. His name is Don McNally. This marathon today is his 706, and he's running 85 years old, so we'll be keeping an eye out for him as well. The 5K runners are getting ready to hit the streets in just about, 10 minutes or so. Jack, back to you.
All right. Thanks very much, Jane. We will check in with you again in about a half an hour. And KGW.com will have on-demand coverage of the race. You can watch runners as they cross the finish line on our live camera. If you missed the live finish, you can watch video clips showing each and every finisher later today of an international peacekeeping force. Well, a little more than an hour ago, thousands of runners crossed the starting line in this year's Portland Marathon. Jane Smith is live there this morning. Jane?
Yeah, actually, Jack, we moved over to the finish line. This is the closest I'll ever get to a marathon finish line, I can tell you that. There's a clock right here that shows how far into this marathon we are. 1 hour, 7 minutes, 46 seconds. People are out running all through the streets of Portland right now. Some 9,000 participants this year. This makes this the biggest marathon in Portland history. And we have some video of some of those 9,000 people taking off at about 7 o'clock this morning. 58% of the participants are women. The Portland Marathon has the largest percentage of women of any marathon in the country. And yet, when other marathons across the country are kind of leveling off, we're told that the Portland Marathon continues to grow. The growth areas include walkers and first-time runners. In fact, Prevention Magazine has rated the Portland Marathon the #1 walking marathon in the U.S. And, Jack, that is certainly my kind of marathon, a walking marathon. It is known as the People's Marathon because Portland Marathon does not bring in elite athletes, nor does it give prize money. So it really is all about the runners, the people who are just, I don't want to say average because they're not average if they're participating in marathons, but really just the people of Portland coming out and running through the streets. Also, they have a number of, about more than 50% of the participants this year are from other parts of the country. And if you look down there, just straight down Southwest 3rd Avenue in downtown Portland, Jack, see those folks heading this way? Those are the 5K runners who took off about a half hour ago. We expect them here crossing the finish line in about, maybe 5 minutes. So I better get out of the way. Back to you.
Yeah, get out of the way, let them cross. And then we'll wait about another hour, and we'll see the very first people coming in from the 26-mile marathon. Thanks a lot, Jane. KGW.com will also have on-demand coverage of the race. You can watch runners as they cross the finish line on our live camera. And if you missed the live finish, we'll have video clips showing each and every finisher a little later on today. We've posted the marathon route and the road closures that go with it. You'll find all of that at KGW.com. Still ahead this morning, Hugh Jackman and... Well, the runners in this year's Portland Marathon have been on the streets for more than an hour and a half now. News Channel 8's Jane Smith was at the starting line for the beginning of the race. She's at the finish line now. How's it going, Jane?
I'm feeling energized, Jack. I'm watching all these people cross the finish line. These are the 5-milers and the kids who are now crossing the finish line here on Southwest 3rd Avenue. We are 1 hour, 37 minutes into this year's Portland Marathon. It is the 35th annual, and about 7 o'clock this morning, 9,000 people took off in the streets of downtown Portland. We have some video we can show you. Right now, as of actually 8:23 this morning, the leader is at mile 16. He was, that's near the St. John's Bridge. His estimated completion time is 2 hours and 21 minutes. This is a guy from Washington, and earlier today we told you about Durba Medeska. He's from Ethiopia. He set the record in the Belgrade Marathon last year at 2 hours, 12 minutes and 10 seconds. He was hoping to finish this marathon at 2 hours and 10 minutes, but it looks like the guy from Washington is the leader so far. Again, his estimated time of completion, if he stays on pace, is 2 hours and 21 minutes. Right now, we're told that the group of runners is over in North Portland near the St. John's Bridge. From there, they will veer around through by the University of Portland, then down by Greeley, will cross over the Steel Bridge, and then make their way down here in downtown Portland, Jack, for the finish line. Lots of elation this morning. Lots of people feeling pretty accomplished as they're running on this beautiful Sunday morning. Back to you.
Well, it is an accomplishment. 26 miles. My goodness, I can't even imagine running the 5K.
I know. Where the kids run, that's just a mile.
Oh, I know. It sounds rough. Thanks very much, Jane. KGW.com will also have on-demand coverage of the race. You can watch runners as they cross the finish line on our live camera. If you missed the live finish, you can watch video clips showing each and every finisher. We'll have that posted a little later in the day. And we posted the marathon route and road closures to go with it. You'll find it all at KGW.com. It's the first full week of fall. It felt more like summer.
On this case, you're asked to call Longview Police.
The winner of today's Portland Marathon pulled off an amazing feat. Not only did he come in first, he was competing in his very first marathon. The race started at about 7 o'clock this morning. Thousands of runners took off in downtown Portland and wound their way through the city for 26 miles. This year's winner, Mike Height, crossed the finish line in 2 hours, 21 minutes, 54 seconds. Height met the goal he set for himself.
I just wanted to run under 2:22. That was my goal, and I knew I was close at the end, so it was, I barely got it, so I'm really happy.
Incredible. Height is from Shoreline, Washington, and a recent graduate of Washington State University. We found an inspiring pair in the marathon. Holly Dolgarakis and her aunt, Kathy Bradley Martin, did the race together. Bradley Martin has ALS, or Lou Gehrig's disease, so her niece pushed her in the wheelchair.
I figured I'd have the body, the healthy body, to be able to push her through. So I want to do a marathon to bring us closer together.
We're going to go for it.
Les Smith, the race director,
we're going to be. She's been training for 8 months.
And he's told me that 25 years ago.
So we're ready.
And listen to this. The two finished the marathon in 4 hours, 26 minutes, 45 seconds. If you've run a marathon, you know that's a pretty good time. Well, you can catch every single finisher by going to KGW.com. And we had a camera at the finish line, captured everyone who crossed it. You can go to our homepage.
They were dancing in the streets in the Pearl District today.